Hello students, in this class we will study about the disadvantages of synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers melt easily and they catches fire easily. When they get burned, firstly they melt and stick on the body of the person who is wearing that synthetic fiber. That's why they are very dangerous. The fabric made from synthetic fiber absorb very little moisture. That's why when in the hot weather we are wearing synthetic fibers made clothes, they doesn't absorb our sweat and we feel sticky and uncomfortable. They get electrically charged in the dry weather and causes skin problems. And the main problem of the synthetic fiber is that they are non-biodegradable. That means they can't be decomposed by the natural means and hence they causes a lot of pollution. Now proceeding forward, we will study about the plastic and its types. Now the question is, what is plastic? The plastic is a synthetic material which is moldable. Moldable means it can be set in any shape. Plastics are generally organic polymers of high molecular mass. They are usually synthetic and derived from the petrochemicals. We have already studied about the polymerization. The formation of plastic also includes this process. If you remember the process of polymerization, what is it? The formation of a polymer by the monomer unit is known as polymerization. Now, what is polymer? Polymer is a long chain of molecule which is formed when so many monomer molecules are joined together. So, the process of making polymer is known as polymerization. Plastics can be divided into two classes. One is thermoplastic and another is thermosetting plastic, depending on how they are structurally and chemically bonded. If you remember, I have told you about the arrangement of monomers in a polymer. I have told you that there is two type of arrangement. One is linear and another is cross-linked. So the thermoplastics, they are made up of the polymers in which the monomers are arranged linearly. That means end to end. Whereas the thermosetting plastics, they are made up of the polymers in which the monomers are cross-linked way arranged. Now, what is thermoplastic? The plastic, which can be softened by heating and hardened by cooling any number of times without changing the property of the material, is known as thermoplastic. It is a type of plastic which we can reshape as many times as we want. It is thus possible to shape and reshape these plastic by means of heat and pressure. One important advantage of this variety of plastic is that scrap, that means the waste which is we find after after using the furniture or the articles made of plastic, that waste or the scrap again can be used for making new articles. What are the properties of thermoplastics? They soften and liquefies, that means they become soft and change into liquid on heating, and when we cool them they again become hard. They retain their shape after manufacture. They are suitable for recycling. Recycling can be done by this. They can be reshaped by heat. It can melt before passing to a gaseous state. It allows plastic deformation when it is heated. That means when it gets heated, it reshaped. It is soluble in certain solvents and it swell in the presence of certain solvents. Examples and applications of the thermoplastic material. The commonly used plastic is polyethylene, that we commonly known as polythene. Everyone has seen the polythene. Now this polyethylene is of two types. One is high pressure polyethylene, which is found in the electrical machines and tubes. Another one is low pressure polyethylene elastic material, which is used for the insulation of electrical cables. You have seen that the electrical cables are having one plastic covering over that. That plastic covering is known as insulation covering. It is made up of low pressure polyethylene material. Polystyrene applied for electrical insulation, handles of tool, etc. PVC, which is another commonly known thermoplastic. Its full form is polyvinyl chloride, and it is used for the manufacture of insulation material, pipes and containers, etc. Examples of thermoplastic materials. The first one is polyvinyl chloride, which is known as PVC. It is a rigid, tough and elastic synthetic material which is used basically in the plumbing pipes and sanitary fittings. It is you can see them very commonly in any under construction building. These are used for the sanitary fittings, shower curtains, window frame, floorings, etc. Another example of thermoplastic is acrylic. It is having a glass-like appearance. It's glass clear and somewhat brittle sound when tapped. That means when we tap it, it produces sound just like breaking of the glass. Where it is used in glazing bathrooms and sinks. Polyethylene or polythene of low density. What is its property? It is flexible, feel like paraffin wax. That means it is smooth in touch, and it is used in the bottles, buckets, sheeting, water tank, etc. The pet the PET bottles which we used at our home is made up of this material. Then polyethylene or polythene of high density. It is little bit more stiff and hard in the comparison of the low density polythene. It is not so much smooth as the low density polythenes are, and it is used in the large storage bottle, water tank, etc. Polypropylene. It is smooth, rigid, lightest of all plastics. It floats in water. Where it is used in sink, traps, washing machine, beds, food containers, etc. The next example of thermoplastic is polystyrene. It is solid state. It is in the solid state at room temperature, but it flow if heated. That means when it is heated, it becomes liquefied. Its glass transition temperature and becomes solid again when cooled. That when we heat up it becomes liquidify, and when we cool it, it again becomes solid. Where it is used in refrigerator containers, food trays, packaging, food containers, disposal cups, plates, etc. And the last one is nylon. It is high density polythene but smoother to feel. It is used in textile, bristles, carpenting, surgical trays, bearing, pressure tubing, etc. Uh, that's all for this session. In the next session, we will study about the thermosetting plastics.